So he's going to talk about the 6 African economical region. So you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. Moderator. I have a petition. This petition is addressed to His Excellency, Mr. Omar Zniber, Permanent Representative of the Kingdom of Morocco to the United Nations Office at Geneva, and President of the Human Rights Council. This petition is for the representation of the Pan-African diaspora and people of African descent in the Parliament of the African Union. I will read it. Your Excellency, Mr. Omar Zniber, Permanent Representative of the Kingdom of Morocco to the United Nations Office at Geneva, President of the Human Rights Council. On behalf of the Swiss platform of ECOSOC Pan-African NGOs, we extend our highest compliments to His Majesty's King Mohammed VI on his 25 years of leadership in the Pan-African community. On this special occasion, we respectfully seek the support of His Majesty and the Kingdom of Morocco for the representation of the Swiss African Union region, comprising the Pan-African diaspora and people of African descent in the Parliament of the African Union. This petition is deeply inspired by the pioneering spirit of Pan-Africanism, following in the footsteps of visionaries like Henry Sylvester Williams in 1900. Williams organized the first Pan-African conference in London, where he submitted a petition to Queen Victoria advocating for the rights of people of African descent to play a leading role in the development of Africa. Just as Williams called for the global recognition of African contribution, we submit this petition in hopes of advancing democratic representation for the Pan-African diaspora in today's African Union. Your Excellency, we respectfully present this petition during today's press conference at the Swiss Press Club, and we kindly request your esteemed office to convey our appeal to Rabat. We seek the valuable assistance of His Majesty King Mohammed VI in advocating for the formal representation of the Pan-African diaspora and people of African descent in the Parliament of African Union. The ambassadors, members of the press, distinguished delegates of the 57th Human Rights Council, CIRID, the Independent Center for Research and Initiative for Dialogue, has enjoyed a privileged partnership with the Kingdom of Morocco since its establishment in 1996. Under the leadership of our president, Mr. Deo Hakizimana, CIRID was founded to promote dialogue in African international relations. In 2016, with the endorsement of the President of Senegal, CIRID launched the Pan-African Award for Dialogue, with His Majesty King Mohammed VI graciously accepting the position of chairperson of the honorary committee. This award has since been granted to prominent figures, including Emperor Moronaba of Burkina Faso and Mama Ngina Kenyatta, mother of the Kenyan nation, in recognition of their efforts toward peace and unity in Africa. It is with this framework of collaboration and shared commitment to African unity that we now call upon His Majesty's support for the institutionalization of the 6th African Union region, representing the Pan-African diaspora and people of African descent. What is the 6th African Union region? The 6th region was conceived in 2004 with the launch of the new Partnership for Africa's Development, NEPAD, when African leaders recognized 5 economic communities at the Foundation for Africa's Development, meaning Central Africa, East Africa, Southern Africa, West Africa, and North Africa. When African leaders recognized the 5 regional economic communities as the foundation for Africa's development, Senegal proposed the creation of a 6th region. This one is composed of African migrants and people of African descent, who contribute significantly to the continent's growth. Today, we call for the formal institutionalization of this region, which will be equipped with its own parliament, passport, and bank similar to the other African Union regions. A call to action. The time for action is upon us. As we enter an era of unprecedented global interconnectedness and African economic integration, the formal recognition of the 6th African Union region is essential for the African Continental Free Trade Area Treaty, which came into force in 2019, allows for the free circulation of goods across signatory countries. We strongly believe that the Free Movement Protocol should be extended to include the 6th region, enabling people of African descent to fully participate in Africa's development. Under the leadership of His Majesty King Mohammed VI, may God assist him, we have a unique opportunity to advance the cause of the Pan-African diaspora. We respectfully request that the African Union take formal steps to organize a summit for the 6th region, gathering civil society leaders and government representatives to strategize its institutionalization. A Swiss African region exists. Switzerland is home to a significant African diaspora, particularly citizens of Moroccan descent, which presents a unique opportunity for collaboration. We request the cooperation of the Moroccan Mission and the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights to organize a side event at the upcoming Social Forum. This event would bring together civil society leaders from the African diaspora in Switzerland to draft a plan for the region's development. We are confident that a second conference hosted in the Kingdom of Morocco would provide the ideal platform for civil society organizations of the 6th African Union region to gather, strategize, and formalize their representation in the African Union Parliament under the auspices of His Majesty King Mohammed VI. In conclusion, we express our deepest gratitude to His Majesty and the Kingdom of Morocco for their leadership in African diplomacy. We look forward to strengthening this partnership in the pursuit of our shared goal, the full recognition, development, and representation of the Pan-African diaspora and the people of African descent in the Parliament of African Union. We thank you in advance for your kind attention and assistance. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Joel, for your intervention. And now we are coming to our last but not least, our last